welcome to Yanjoti online class. Today we are going to study about class 7 science, chapter number 11. The name of the chapter is Transportation of Substances. Okay, student. So here we are going to there are mainly three types of transport, three sections that mean your circulation, excretion, and another thing over there. So first start from the circulation. Okay, so let's begin our discussion from circulatory system in human being. Okay, so in our human body there is a system called circulatory system. Okay, so what is the function of the circulatory system? Okay, so the function of the circulatory system is to control the blood flow around all of our body. Okay, so the main components of the human circulatory system, that is your three things are there. First is your blood, next is your blood vessels, and third one is your heart. Okay, so the human circulatory system based on a pumping system. There is a muscular pumping organ. Yes, that is called your heart. That muscular pumping organ pumps the blood to flow all around the blood vessel, and that for transportation of various substances, just like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and many things. Okay, so let's start our discussion first from blood. Okay, so first is your blood vessel and their components. Okay, blood and its components. Okay, so first, what is the color of the blood? Yes, blood is a red color fluid. Yes, blood is present in our body as in liquid form, and its color is red. So blood is a red color fluid. Okay, so what is the function of the blood? Blood carry the food particle, the digested simplified food particle, to the each cell of human beings. As a result, at the burning of the food can take place, and the heat generated at there, and the excretory product, the waste product from where they produce, that may be of carbon monoxide. Okay, so this type of transportation of gas also be performed by the blood cell. Okay, so it contains oxygen and carbon dioxide and food particle. So the main function of blood is transport oxygen, carbon dioxide, and transportation of food. Okay, so let's discuss about the component of the blood. Okay, blood have two components. First is, yes, blood have two components. First one is your plasma, next one is your cell. Okay, so blood comprises of two types of things. There is two types of things inside the blood. First one is plasma, and next one is your cell. Plasma is the liquid portion of the blood, and cell is the solid portion of the blood. Okay, so let's learn briefly about these two things. Okay, so first this is about the plasma. Okay, I said that plasma comprises the liquid portion of the blood, and its color is quite yellow. Okay, normally the color of the plasma is yellow, and it comprises the liquid portion of the blood. Okay, next it dissolves various protein, gases, fat, vitamins. Okay, and various small nutrients are dissolved inside this liquid portion, that is your plasma. Okay, now come to the next one, that is your cell. Okay, so cell or cells. Okay, so cells comprise the solid portion of the blood. Okay, comprise the solid portion of the blood, and there are many types of cells are there. Okay, that is your RBC, WBC, and platelet. Okay, so RBC stands for red blood and WBC stands for white blood culture and platelet. Okay, so the next stands for RBC means red blood culture. Okay, so RBC are the things or solid that are the double convex cells. Here, it's like RBC make possess this level. Okay, they are convex in both sides. Okay, so this is the a double convex structure. This is the shape of your RBC. Okay, so RBC stands for red blood corpuscle and its shape is biconvex disc structure. It is convex in both sides and it just look like a disc in shape. Okay, so there is a thing which is present inside the RBC, that is your hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin is present inside the RBC and the color of the hemoglobin is red. So due to the presence of hemoglobin, the color of the RBC also be red. Okay, student, and what the function of hemoglobin? Hemoglobin function to combine it with such gases just like oxygen, carbon dioxide. Okay, so it comes to the lungs and it binds with oxygen and it transports oxygen to all of our body. Okay, as a result, after that, when we oxygen reaches to the cell and it exchange the gases, and after that, it combines with carbon dioxide and brings to the lungs. Okay, so the function of the hemoglobin is to transportation of gases from cell to heart or from cell to lungs. Okay, after that, let's discuss about the WBC. Oh, sorry, RBC also we called as your erythrocyte. Okay, and WBC called your leukocyte. Okay, WBC stands for white blood corpuscle and it also be called your leukocyte. Okay, so what is the function of the WBC? And here the shape of the RBC is such like double convex disc, but WBC have don't possess any type of cell. It's just like a shape of amoeba. So amoeba is any type of cell. Okay, any type of cell. So WBC may also be possess any type of cell. They don't have any perfect or particular cell. Okay, so what is the function of WBC? WBC have a role in our immunity system. Okay, it develops a resist power to fight against the various microorganisms and protect our body from various diseases. Okay, so this is the function of your WBC. So now go to the next one, that is your platelet. Okay, what is the function of platelet? Whenever we may fall on some surface, then there will be cord will be comes in our body. Okay, from this cord, the blood will be removed from our body. So to provide to stop the blood flow, okay, there will clot will be arise after some. Okay, so this clot will become due to the by the help of this platelet. Okay, what is the function of platelet? Platelet make a net. Okay, at the what person? As a result of that, the RBC fixes at there and they form a layer. Okay, as a result, the blood flow from the wound will be stopped. Okay, so you know that what is the function of the platelet? That platelet have formed a net-like structure when it comes into the interaction of the air. Okay, and at that net, the RBC compounds are fixed at there. As a result, it forms a layer. Okay, so due to the formation of this layer, the blood flow from the wound will be stopped. Okay, so this platelet helps in the blood clotting and the wound. Okay, so these are the discussion about the about all of your blood. And next discussion about the blood vessels. Now this is about the another point, that is your blood vessel. Okay, so what is the blood vessel? Blood vessels are the networks of tube that will be that is spread all around our body. Okay, so what is the function of the blood vessel? The function of the blood vessel is to transport or to allow the blood flow all around our body. Okay, so these are the small tubes like structure at where blood will able to flow inside. Okay, so blood vessels are of three types, that is arteries, veins and capillaries. Okay, so there are three types of blood vessels are there. So let's discuss about briefly about these three blood vessels. First is arteries. Okay, arteries are the thin blood vessels, thin by wall. Okay, thin and elastic pipe, structure in that, and arteries carries oxygenated blood. Okay, arteries carry oxygenated blood means the blood which will flow inside the artery at here the hemoglobin is combined with the oxygen, pure oxygen. Okay, so the oxygenated blood will be carried by the artery, but one exception is there, the pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery. Yes, so here is your pulmonary artery. Okay, the artery which carry the blood from the heart to the lungs is called your pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery is one exception which carry carbon dioxide, which carries the blood which combined with the carbon dioxide. Okay, there is one exception, except that all arteries carries oxygenated blood, but one exception is that the pulmonary arteries, which carry the blood which is mixed with carbon dioxide, and the pulmonary artery is carry the blood from the heart to lungs. Okay, this is the one exception of that. And due to the flowing of oxygenated blood, the arteries are look like bright red in color. Okay, and the arteries which are placed nearer of the skin. Okay. Next, discussion about your veins. Okay. Okay. So sorry, I have said wrong here. The artery are placed deeply inside the skin. They are not in the upper side of the skin. They are placed at the deep level of the skin. Okay. So let's discuss about the vein. Here, the arteries are the thick wall, but the veins are the thin wall. Here, these are the thick wall, and this is made up of very thin wall. And arteries mainly carry your deoxygenated blood. Okay, deoxygenated blood is the blood which is mixed with carbon dioxide. Okay, so due to the carry of deoxygenated blood, color of these veins are mainly dark red in color. Okay, and here the one exception is that here there the pulmonary artery, but here the pulmonary vein. Okay, pulmonary which carry blood which is mixed with oxygen. Here, in case of all the veins, they carry deoxygenated blood, but in case of pulmonary vein, it causes oxygenated blood. Here the one exception. Here these are the two what is it? Pulmonary vein, which carry the blood from the lungs to the heart. Okay, and the veins which are placed nearer to the skin, so you can easily visible the veins of our hand also. Here they are placed here. We can easily see the dark red color veins that are all our veins. Okay. Let's come to the first one, that is capillary. Okay. Capillary is the mixture of both arteries and veins. When the blood vessel reach near the suppose this is the cell. When the blood vessel come to the cell, they split into, suppose this is any diameter, that may be artery or vein, that they may be split into various small thin thread-like tubes. Okay, so these are called, these small thread-like tubes are called your capillary. Okay, after that they again meet each other and form. Suppose here oxygenated blood will come through your arteries, then they split into various small tube and form capillary. After they all are combined together and form the next type of vein, that is your veins. Okay, so it is a combination of both your artery and vein. They are very thin thread-like tubes. Okay, and they carry both oxygenated blood as well as they carry deoxygenated blood. Okay, so these are the three type of blood vessels. Okay, then come to our next type of circulatory organ, that is heart. Okay, so heart is the major component of the circulatory system. Okay, so this is the main function of the circulatory system also. Okay, so what are the construction of the heart? Heart is a muscular hollow organ. Okay, so heart is made totally various large number of muscles, and it is inside that it is always hollow. Okay, during the empty state it is hollow inside that. Okay, so heart is a muscular and hollow. Okay, so next discuss about the position of the heart. Here you can place your hand in your left side chest. You feel a loved up sound at there. Okay, here the presence of the heart is there because the heart is present in our chest cavity. Here there is an abdomen at here. Above that the chest cavity. After at the down of that, this is the abdominal cavity, and the heart is present in our chest cavity between the two lungs. Here the two lungs are there, and between the two lungs, the heart is present inside the chest cavity, and it is present in our left hand side. Okay, it is present in our left hand side between the two lungs and inside the chest cavity. Okay, so this is the position of the heart, and this is the construction of the heart. Now, but the heart physically start beating from the womb of the mother. When we placed in our womb of our mother, at that time the function of the heart will be start until our death. It will be continuously functioning. Okay, when the function of the heart will be stopped, then we are called as a dead form. Okay, so in general sense, it will beat about 2.5 billion times during the lifespan of a human. Okay, so let's discuss about the construction of the heart. Yes, here this is the figure of the heart, human heart. Okay, it is it is divided into here. This is divided in your right hand side and your left hand side. Your left hand side and right hand side. After that, here also there is a cross-sectional structure. This type of structure can be divided also here. This is upper side and lower side. In this way, the heart will be divided into 4 chambers: 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so in this way, human heart will be 4 chambers. Okay, this is the chamber, this is chamber, this is chamber, and this is another chamber. In this way, human heart will be divided into 4 chambers. The upper part of the upper 2 chambers are called your atrium, and lower 2 chambers are called your ventricle. Okay, so here this one is called your atrium, and the lower 2 are called your ventricle. Okay, this is ventricle and this is also ventricle. This is and these are the atrium. Okay, so the upper 2 chambers are called your atrium. This is your right atrium, this is your left atrium, this is your right ventricle, and this is your left ventricle. In this way, the 4 chambers are named as like them. Okay, so let's discuss the working principle of the heart. Okay, so what will be done here? Here, you have seen the 2 pipes are there. These 2 pipes are open at the chamber number 1, that is your right atrium. Okay, so it is number 1, that is your right atrium. Here these 2 pipes are open at here. These 2 pipes are called, this is your superior vena cava, and this is your inferior vena cava. Means this upper pipe which collect all the deoxygenated blood. Okay, during the burning of the food particle, the carbon dioxide gas will be formed at the blood will collect all the carbon dioxide gas and the vessel which will be present here. They collect the upper part of the deoxygenated blood, and this inferior vena cava will collect the deoxygenated from the lower part of the heart. Okay, these two veins collect the deoxygenated blood and brings into the your right end. Okay, and similar way, and during the contraction of the right atrium, this is a muscular so it always will contract and expand. Okay, during the contraction of the right atrium, the blood will be coursed into the your third chamber, that is your right ventricle. Okay, so here this will get a two muscular valve here. One type of valve is presented here. From this valve, the blood will come to the right ventricle. After that, due to the contraction of the right ventricle, the blood will be moved through this pipe and come to the lungs. Okay, this is called your pulmonary arteries. Okay, here this is your pulmonary artery. So from the through the pulmonary artery, the blood from right ventricle moves to the lungs. Okay, here lungs, in the lungs there is a large number of oxygen is presented here. There is the exchange of gas is done. The carbon dioxide removed in the form of exhale, and the intake of oxygen which is caused from the inhalation. Okay, the oxygen is mixed with the blood and then form oxygenated blood. Okay, after that the oxygenated blood will be come through these two pulmonary veins and come to the chamber number 2, that is your left ventricle. Okay, so from the contraction of the left ventricle, the blood will be come to the chamber number 4, that is your left atrium. Okay, so from the left atrium, the contraction of the left atrium, it will be moves from aorta. Okay, moves aorta and it circulates through all of the body. Okay, so this is the working function of the heart. I repeat again. First, all the deoxygenated blood from the body will be collected by these two veins, that is superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. These two veins open at the first right atrium, and due to the contraction of the right atrium, all the blood from the chamber number 1, that is your right atrium, come to the right ventricle, and the contraction of the right ventricle, from the contraction of the right ventricle, all the deoxygenated blood moves through the pulmonary artery and comes to the lungs. At the lungs, the purification of blood will be done. After that, the purified blood or oxygenated blood come into your left atrium by the pulmonary veins. These are the pulmonary veins. Okay, by the help of pulmonary veins, and the contraction of the for the contraction of the your left atrium, the blood will be comes to your left ventricle, and from the contraction of the left ventricle, the blood will be flow all around the body through the aorta and various arteries. Okay, this is the function. This is the working principle of the heart. Okay. Here comes the another point about the heartbeat. Okay, this is also related with the heart. Okay, what the heart? Heart is, we know that the heart is a muscular organ. It is made up of many types of muscles. Okay, so the that type of muscles by the which heart is made, and that muscle is called your cardiac muscle. Okay, so those muscles which are combined to form heart, they are called your cardiac muscle. This is a special type of muscle which are successfully able to always be contract and relax. They always contract, relax. Okay, so the cardiac muscle always contract and relax in such a rhythmic manner. After that, you know, here also see that the atrium will contract and after that it will expand. During the contraction of atrium, the ventricle will be expand, and during the contraction of the atrium, the ventricle will be expand. Okay, in this way, this type of rhythmic manner, the heart is always be contracted and expanded, and this contraction and expansion, as a result, it forms a love sound. Okay. Okay, so the contraction of relaxation of the human heart or the chamber of heart that will be contracted and relaxed at a rhythmic manner, and this contraction and relaxation produces sound just like a love and dub. Okay, so the love dub, this type of sound will be produced by the heart due to their contraction and relaxation, and this sound will be easily and perfectly listened by the using of a instrument that is called a stethoscope. Yes, stethoscope, the doctor will be used during the checkup of a patient. This is just look like a yellow, a white cell, and after that there is a round or circle cell is present here, and there are two boards or just like a earphone structure. Basically, doctor placed here and can easily read the heartbeat of the patient. Okay, so this type of instrument is called your stethoscope. Okay, so what is the function of stethoscope? Stethoscope is a device which is used to listen the small sound, that is very thin sound which is produced by the heart. Okay, so to read this sound, the stethoscope we use an instrument that is called your stethoscope. Yes. Well, so student, the heartbeat of a normal or healthy human being that may be in between the 70 to 72. Okay, this is the normal heartbeat of a the heartbeat of a normal healthy human. And another thing that is pulse. Okay, so the various doctors of Ayurvedic they check the pulse of human beings at our head and also pulse from our at that portion of the neck. Okay, at sometimes the doctor declare that the person is dead. Okay, they check the pulse at the hand and pulse of the neck. Okay, at these two places the pulse can be easily read. So what is the pulse? Pulse is the blood flow through the vein. Okay, so each heartbeat produce each of pulse. Okay, so the doctor can easily read the pulse of hand and lung. See, the normal the pulse of a healthy human being that must be lie in between the 60 to 100. Okay, so during the exercise, our blood flow will be increases and our pulse will be also increases. Okay, due to the heavy exercise, the pulse will be attained at a number of 200. Okay, so at the time of exercise, the energy requirement of our body is also increases. The blood flow inside the body also be increases. So the pulse of the human being also be increases. Okay, so this is the all about discussion about the circulatory system in human beings. In this video, we learn about the various three type of, that is your blood vessels and the heart. In the heart, we have clearly learned about the construction of heart and the working function of heart. Then we also read about the heart. Okay, so now come to the next point, that is your excretory system in human beings. Okay, we are going to discuss about class 7 science chapter number 11, the transportation of substance. We have successfully discussed about the circulatory system in human beings. Now we are going to discuss about the excretory systems in human beings. Okay, so we know that how blood will flow around all around the body, but the function of the heart. Okay, now we are going to discuss the excretory system in human beings. Okay, so what is the need of excretion? What are the so student, there are various type of chemical reaction are done inside our body at a continuous rate. Okay, so the oxidation of the food. Okay, with the secretion of various hormones, while eating of various medicines. Okay, so in this way there are large number of chemical reactions are continually performed inside our body. Okay, so during this chemical reaction, there are various excretory or the hazard product, like various waste products are produced during the chemical reaction, and these waste products are not suitable for our health. So it will be required to remove all this waste product from our body. Okay, so all these waste products are removed from our body at a process called your excretion. Okay, so excretion is the process at which the unwanted materials or the waste material from our body will be removed from our body. Okay, so this removal of waste product from our body may be performed by the help of various organs, and these organs consist the excretory system in human beings. Okay, student. So the example of the excretory organ are your lungs, liver, and skin. Okay, so these are the three excretory organ which help in the excretion, and also the urinary system. Okay, the urinary system. Urinary system also a part of excretory system or part of excretion, which plays a major role in the excretion of waste product from the human beings. Okay, from the body of the human being. Okay, so now time to discuss briefly about the urinary system of the human being. Okay, so the main function of the urinary system of the human being is your kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, and urine. Okay, what are the main function of this? Here you can see the diagram of the urinary system. Okay, urinary system. Okay, here you have seen these two shapes. These two are your kidney. Okay, and you have seen these two pipes. This is called your ureter, and here is called your bullous, that is your urethra and urinary bladder. Okay, urinary bladder, and this opening is called your urethra. Okay, so these four components are the major part of the urinary system. So what is the major part of the urinary system? That is your kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, and the urine. Okay, this is the four major part of urinary system. Okay, so let's discuss briefly about all these four kinds of particles. Okay. Okay, so let's discuss the first and major important organ of the urinary system, that is your kidney. Okay, so here in human being a pair of kidney means two pieces of kidney are there, and they are placed here. This is right here. The vertebral column is part right here. Vertebral column is part, and at these two kidney are placed. Okay, so they are placed at the both sides of the vertebral column. Okay, and the second the kidney which is present at the left hand side can slide upward as compared to the right hand side kidney. Okay, so what the function of the your kidney? Kidney helps to remove the nitrogenous waste. Okay, the nitrogenous waste, the waste that is nitrogen compound. Okay, so the nitrogenous waste are being removed by the urinary system through the kidney. Okay, so they are called bean cells. Similar in the bean like structure. Okay, right there bean cell, and they are dark red in color. Okay, the color of the kidney is quite dark red. Okay, so it's the placed at our abdominal. I said that here the diaphragm, above the diaphragm it is called the chest cavity, and below the diaphragm it is called the abdominal cavity, and the kidney is placed under the abdominal cavity. Okay, so inside the kidney there are numbers of legs of small, very thin, that is microscopic coiled tube are presented there. They all are called the nephron, and nephron has a major role into the formation of urine. Okay, so what is the function of nephron? That nephron serve or act as a filter. Okay, so it filter all the useful compound that is in blood or water and various helpful nutrients, and separate the nitrogenous waste from the blood and they form urine. Okay, and this urine will be pumps through the two pipes that will be each immersed from the kidney and runs downward and meet at the urinary bladder. These two pipes are called your ureter. Okay, a pair of pipe, very of muscular narrow structure pipe that will be arises from kidney and moves downward and meet at the urinary bladder. These two pipes are called your ureter. Okay, so the urine which will form inside the kidney that will be comes through the ureter and deposited at the urinary bladder. Okay, but the urinary bladder, it is a bowl-like structure which have a capability to store about your 0.5 liter. Okay, it has a capability to store half liter of urine. Okay, so whenever the urine comes through these two pipes and deposited at the urinary bladder is a part-time storage of the urine. When it will be full, then it will be exerted through a small muscular pipe that is called your urethra. Okay, so urethra is the opening of the or the removal opening of the urinary system from where the urine will be extracted or it will be removed from our body. Okay, so this is the function and the construction of the urinary system. Okay, let's again briefly discuss about some point regarding urinary bladder and urethra. That is, the urinary bladder is a shaft-like structure which can have capability to store 0.5 liter or 0.5 to 1 liter of urine. Okay. After that, urethra is there. Urethra is a short muscular tube. It is a lead from urinary bladder to outside. The opening in the urethra is guided by a sphincter muscle. It relaxes at the time of urination. An adult passes about 1.5 to 2.5 liter of urine every day. Okay, so at a healthy stage, as a human beings, we excrete 1.5 liter or 2.5 liter of urine per day. Okay, so the patient who is suffer from sugar, okay, in their case the kidney function is quite low and they excrete most amount of urine per day. But in the healthy human being, they extract 1.5 liter to 2.5 liter of urine per day. Okay, so this opening urethra is a kind of a special type of muscle which will be only open during the removal of urine. After the removal of urine, the opening of the urethra will be closed. Okay. So let's discuss about the urine is the excretory product which will be emerged from the urinary system. So let's know about the various physical and chemical nature of the urine. Okay, so first discuss about the physical nature of the urine and then we discuss the chemical nature of the urine. Okay, so the volume of the urine per day, a healthy human being will be excrete 1.5 liter to 2.5 liter of urine per day. Okay, after that the pH of the urine, you know that what is pH? pH is the hydrogen potential, okay, of the liquid. That is, the pH of the urine is 6. That means it is quite slightly acidic in nature. Okay. After that, it orders smell just like ammonia smell because the ammonia that is urea. Ammonia is present in the form of urea, and due to the presence of urea, it smells right. Soil with your ammonia groups. Okay. After that, its color is quite light yellow. Okay. So the normal color of urine is yellow. Okay, normal light yellow. After that, let's discuss about the chemical nature of the urine. That is, the major component of the urine that is about 95 is comprised of 95% of water. Okay. So to remove these two things, that is major thing is urea. Okay. In human being, our excretory ammonical product or ammonical waste that is in the form of urea. In such other animals that may be removed uric acid and also in the form of ammonia. But in case of human being, the ammonical waste will be removed as in the form of urea. Okay, that urea component of 2.5% and the other weight that is component of 2.5%. Okay, in this way the major component of the urine, that is the water, that is content about 95%. Okay, so now come to the another type of your excretory system or excretory organ, that is your skin. Okay, skin, that is fully covered our body, covered our human body. Okay, it is the outer layer of our body also. So what is the function of the skin? Skin will be help or to excrete the extra amount of water with some ammonical waste that will be immersed in the form of sweating. Okay, the various sweat numbers of sweat glands are present inside the skin, and these sweat glands produce the sweat, and that will be removed from our skin, and the various pores will be present at the outer surface of the skin. Okay, so this sweat will be removed from this pore, and as a result of that, our body temperature also will maintain in the process of sweating, and it will be able to help to remove the extra water and various waste from our body. This is the function of the skin. Okay. Here we discuss about the next type of your excretory organ, that is your liver. Okay, so liver is the largest gland of human body. Okay, liver is a gland which is inside also. It is the largest gland of our human body. It is quite like lobe-like structure. Okay, just like a lobe. Just like the lungs looks like similar like that. So it just looks like a lobe-like structure, and it will be present just below our lungs. Here you can see two lungs are there, and these above from the below of this lungs, it will be just above the stomach. So the taste also we can see in the digestion and the digestive system of human being also. There is also there is discussion about this liver also. Okay, so it is present just above the stomach also and below the lungs. Okay, so what is the function of the liver? Liver, it also helps to remove the ammonical waste to the blood. Okay, after the blood will come to the urine and come to the kidney, and after the filtration, the ammonical waste will be removed, and it also detoxifies. Okay, but the detoxified various toxic substances which will be consumed during the food poisoning, and also we eat various just like tobacco, alcohol, and this type of toxic substance which will be taken and consumed. They will be detoxified at the liver. Okay, and during the detoxification, various harmful waste will be removed and immersed, and this harmful waste will be removed or simplified by the lungs. Okay, so the lungs is very important function in our human body to maintain a balance. Okay, and during the large consumption of alcohol, the function of the liver will be done. Okay, so we must have to avoid the consumption of alcohol and very tobacco ingredients. Okay, so this is about your liver. Now come to our next topic, that is your lungs. Okay, student, let's discuss about the next excretory organ, that is your lungs. Okay, here you know about the lungs. Where lungs is present? Lungs is present in our thoracic cavity, between the inside our chest. Okay, so the lungs in our human being, layer of lungs is there. Means two pieces of lungs is there, and the lungs which is present at the your right side is quite smaller, that is divided into two lobes. Here this is the lobes and this is the another lobe. Okay, but in case of your right lung, which will be divided into 1, 2, and it will be divided into 3 lobes. Okay, there is 3 parts or 3 portions, and it will be divided into 2 portions. Okay, so this is very soft and spongy structure. Okay, so what is the function of lungs? The function of lungs is to remove the excretory product which will be immersed during the oxidation of the food particle, that is your carbon dioxide. Okay, when we breathe the air, then all air comes to the lungs, and here all the oxygen will be there, and other the unutilized air will be removed in the process of exhalation. Okay, so whatever when the blood will be come from the heart, they will be reach at this lungs, and the blood which carry the carbon dioxide, they will be left at here, and the blood which is mixed with oxygen and form oxygenated blood. Yes, the blood purification will be done at the lungs, that it remove the oxygen, the blood left the carbon dioxide and catch the oxygen, and that becomes deoxygenated to oxygenated. Okay, so the oxygenated blood will be carried out, and that will be circulated all about the body, and the excretory product, that is carbon dioxide, it will be removed from our body during the process of exhalation. Okay, or the process of exhale. In this way, the lungs help us to provide the oxygen and remove the unwanted carbon dioxide from the body. Okay. Okay, so student, we have completed all the discussion about the human being, that is the transportation in human being, also the excretory system in human being. Now time to discuss about the excretory system in some other animals. Okay, take the example of just aquatic animals, just like fishes. Okay, so here the excretory product in human being is, that is urine, but this urine can be dissolved. Okay, the urine, and in case of aquatic animals, just like fish. Okay, so in the fish, the places of fish, their excretory product is your ammonia. Okay, when in the excretory product, they always excrete the nitrogenous waste, and the nitrogenous waste will be present in the form of ammonia in the body of fish, and this ammonia is easily dissolved with the water, and they will be easily removed by mixing with water to the aquatic animal. Okay, so there is a very simple excretory process in the aquatic animal. Okay, but in the field of various fish like lizards, birds, okay, and the animals just like lizard and birds, their excretory products use uric acid, and this uric acid cannot be easily dissolved with water. Okay, so this type of animals, they cannot liberate urine. Okay, so the uric acid which will be mixed with the stool or the excretory product, the solid product, and removed from there in the form of their stool. You can see the stool of the lizard, which is seen in the white-like structure, and the above portion, the white portion is there, and in the excretory and the stool of the birds also, we are able to see a white-like structure at there, and this white-like structure are nothing but this type of uric acid, that the nitrogenous waste which will be excreted with the addition of the stool. Okay, so in this way, the various other animals, the excretory system will be moved. So here we complete discussion about the circulatory system and the excretory system in human beings, and also we discuss the excretory system in other animals. Now time to discuss the transportation in plants. Okay, so you know students, the plants are the autotrophs. Yes, they are the autotrophs. They prepare their own food by the process called your photosynthesis. Just clearly know about this process of photosynthesis. How the process of photosynthesis will be done? The process of photosynthesis will be performed in the leaf of the plant. They by using combining the carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight will produce your C6H12O6. This type of glucose-like food will be prepared by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, in this process, the carbon dioxide and water will be used. Okay, so the underground part, that is called your root. Okay, the root of the plant which will be absorb this water and various minerals, required minerals from the soil, and they will be transported from the root to the leaves, okay, by a pipes, okay. There are the numbers of pipes will be straight from move from the root to the leaves, okay. So these pipes are called your xylem, okay. These are made of a special type of tissue, and the pipes, and then they form a pipe-like structure. Okay. So the pipes which will be flow from the root to the leaves, and they carry the water and various essential nutrients for the plants. They are called the xylem. Okay. So when the water and the various nutrients are reached at the leaf, at that place the process of photosynthesis will be performed, and as a result that the your glucose will be formed, or the prepared food will be prepared, and this food will be can be sent to the every part of the every cell of the plant, that may be every branches or maybe other leaves, and the from to the root and the stem of the plant. Okay, so the food will be also be sent through another pipe that is called your fluent. Okay, so the pipe or the tissue, the tissue or the pipe by which the prepared food will be circulated throughout the body of the plant, that is called your fluid. Okay, so here two types of tissue are there, two types of pipe are there, that is xylem and fluid. Okay, so let's again discuss about the property or the function of the these two things, that is xylem, which will be bring the water and nutrients from the root to the leaves. Okay, and the flow, what the function of flow? The fluid which carry the prepared food and transported to the every portion and every part of the plant. Okay, so through the xylem and fluid, the transportation in plant will be performed. Okay, so now discuss about the excretion in plant. We have successfully discussed about the excretion system in human, but I have to discuss about the excretion in plant. Okay, student. So here let me see the various special type of organ that will be present to excrete the nitrogenous waste in the human being. But in case of plant, there is no any special organ to excrete the waste product that will be designed by the plant, that will be formed inside the plant. Okay, so there is no special organ, but we can see various small pores which will be present in the back side or the front side, the surface of the leaves. Okay, there are small teeny pores are there. These pores are called your stomata. Yes, the small teeny pores are present in the leaf surface, that are called the stomata. These stomata help in both, that is transpiration, okay, and when it will form the oxygen. This oxygen will be removed from the plant body through this stomata, and transpiration means it is similar to the sweating process. Here in humans, the sweat will be removed from any pores, and the extra amount of water that will be removed from the plant body is called the transpiration, and this transpiration also be done by this small pores called stomata. And after that, some other the excretory or the waste product of the plant that will be stored inside the surface or the various portion of the plant, that may be your bark of the tree, or that may be stored inside the leaf of the tree, and at some plant they store the waste product in their fruit also. Okay, so at some plant a bitter taste of the fruit will be found to be the presence of the waste material inside the fruit. Okay, so in this way the excretion of the plant will be takes place, and here we conclude the chapter number 11, that is transportation of substance. Okay.